Here's a list of steroids that I will never ever use again. And I'm talking from experience with this shit. So don't go reading your Google and don't say, oh, my mate in the gym says it's all right to take this as long as you're taking the right amount and you're taking it really. I don't give a shit, bro. This is my channel, my video. Listen up. You might learn a thing or two. Because if I'm not going to do it, why do you think I'm going to tell you guys to do it? Think about that. Okay, right. Number one at the top of the list is Trenbolone. So if you haven't heard the story, I'm going to tell you very briefly. I was competing. I went to Las Vegas. I was dieting down for the show. The competition was in like 4 weeks. I looked in good shape. I thought, you know what? I mean, there's a bodybuilding show in 4 weeks. I could get myself ready for this. My mate goes, you know what you need? You need some Trenbolone. I was like, I don't know. I don't think I should take Trenbolone. He was like, take it. I was like, okay, no problem. Did a jab, coughed my lungs up. Okay, it's all right, no problem. Pain everywhere. Wasn't feeling the best. Did the second jab. Body is toxic as hell. Don't get me wrong. I'm looking good now. I'm lean as hell. I'm dry as hell. But my body is toxic. Did the third jab. I'm thinking, yo, I can't sleep. I'm waking up in the morning. I'm freezing cold. It's hot outside. The bed's all wet. The sweat is dripping. It's crazy. I'm getting palpitations. Just sat down. Absolutely horrendous drug. I hated it. It was a very, very low dose that I did do. And I will never, ever touch that shit again. So all the other side effects that people list are true. And for those people who say, I took Tren and I'm all right, they're lying to you, bro. Very, very simple. Let's move on. Sustanon. Now, Sustanon's a very common one. People think, well, you can do TRT for sus. They don't just prescribe TRT. Yes, they do. Because they're idiots. That's why. Because if they did any research, if they had any ounce of knowledge about anabolic steroids or testosterone replacement therapy, they would not be prescribing you Sustanon. The reason why is very simple. Sustanon is made of 4 compounds. See, I'm kind of smart. I Googled that. But 4 compounds. And 1 or 2 of them are very rapid to be released in your bloodstream. And I know testosterone, I mentioned in other videos as well, can also come into your bloodstream quite rapid, but not as rapid as Sustanon. The compound in Sustanon is rapid as hell. It will hit you fast and hard. Now, what happens if you get hit with testosterone and a spike of testosterone? You're going to raise your estrogen. You're going to raise the blood pressure. You're going to raise your hormones too quick. And when your hormones get raised too quick, what happens? Your body cannot handle it. Why? Because your body just wants to be leveled off. And that is the reason why when I took Sustanon, I was walking around very bloated. Yes, it was off season. Very bloated, unhealthy, high blood pressure, didn't look good, oily skin, started to get a few more spots, and I was like, you know what, bro? Maybe this steroid thing ain't for me. So Sustanon was the thing that made me feel shit. Also, did I mention out of breath? Yeah, definitely got out of breath with that. So Sus, off the list for me, bro. Deca. Now, Deca was something that I discovered early that is absolutely shit. And I, for the first time, should I use the word semi in this instance? Seen Decadic. And you think, what the hell's Decadic? Decadic is when your hormones are all out of whack because of Deca, because your prolactin is really high and your estrogen is very high and your, shit can't level out. All of a sudden, you feel horny, you feel like you want it, but it just ain't going up. It's up. Like at a 60% performance up, but it's just not 100% performance. So you got to thumb it in every now and then. You know what I'm trying to say, guys. So yeah, and if you're using Johnny's as well, if you're not barebacking, then it's a no-go, bro, because you ain't gonna have no sensation down there. So I did feel Decadic, and I was like, I have heard of this thing, and now I'm experiencing it. So I was like, nah, never again. And it's not just because of that reason. There's other reasons as well. One of the main steroids that causes gyno is Deca. Yes, they all can cause it, but Deca for me is the worst. And another thing as well, I have seen somebody in front of me, believe it or not, this is real life story, no bullshit, say he was on a gram of Deca, yes, 1 gram of Deca, and he squeezed his nipple, and guess what came out of a male's nipple? Milk. It was very weird looking, yellowy milk, but it was milk, bro, because he was lactating. Anyway, from the prolactin. So, Deca, horrible drug. Now, you might get those people that say, Deca's good for your joints. I'm not even going to get into it, bro. Not even going to get into it. Moving on. GH. Growth hormone. Now, that one might come as a surprise because people think, Well, all Hollywood was on GH. Stallone was on GH. Arnie was on GH. Everyone was on GH. GH is like the super drug. It rejuvenates your cells. It's like the it's what do they call it? The fountain of youth in Hollywood. That's what GH is. It's everything. Not for me, because when I took GH, I had a very similar effect to Sustanon. It raised my estrogen. Yes. Water retention was sky high. Like, I'm not a guy who holds water. Generally don't hold water, right? But with GH, no matter what I did, I was always holding a film of water. And I'll tell you a fact. And for those bodybuilders out there, comment down below if you're watching this. They will tell you 2 weeks before contest, so you're stepping on stage 2 weeks before, you're supposed to cut GH. Why? Because it holds water. So for the water retention, the high blood pressure, the oily skin, and everything else, rejuvenating skin cells, which I don't believe, I do when I don't need it. Let's just say that. I don't need to look young, bro. I never ever want to look young. I have had a gray beard for 10 years, and I can't wait for it to fully go gray, bro. Don't give a shit. Wrinkles, whatever, who gives a shit? Grow old gracefully, bro. Obviously, don't grow old before your time, and don't look old when you're young, but grow old gracefully. That's what you should do. So, fountain of youth for me, no, sir. And let me give you another side effect as well, one of the worst side effects. And my friend, actually, not, he doesn't take growth hormone, but I'm just talking about this because he's just actually fought cancer. And hopefully he's we're out the clear. We're in the clear now. But growth hormone doesn't pick which cells it wants to double and rejuvenate. If you had good cells or bad cells, it will multiply those cells. So as you know, every single person, me included, every single one of you guys watching this, has some sort of cancerous cell inside themselves. I mean, cancer is a horrible thing. It's a horrible thing. I have family members die from cancer. My friend has just been through cancer. I'm sure pretty much everyone out there has had some sort of contact with a family member or a family friend that's had cancer or passed away from cancer. So it's a very serious shit. And I just think that why take the risk? Why take the risk? So cancer, GH, 10% body fat. I'm 10% body fat, bro. I don't need this thing that might accelerate my cancer. So GH, no. Moving down the list, oxymethylone. Now, oxymethylone is one of the first steroids I take, and it was amazing. Like, it gave me the crazy strength gains, crazy size, crazy muscle mass, but I would never ever do it again. The reason why is only the same things. You're gonna see a pattern: high blood pressure, oily skin, just appetite suppression. I mean, I cannot eat anyway. I eat like a bird. I eat so little throughout the day, people would not believe I'm this size. I'm almost like 90 odd kilogram. I'm fairly lean. You wouldn't believe what I eat when you see what I eat. If you see it, you'll be like, okay, now we'll believe it. But point I'm trying to say is, when it comes to oxys, when you take oxys, your appetite is shot. Like, you just do not want to eat. And everyone thinks, oh, it's all right, just drink loads of water and you'll be fine. No, you won't, bro. You won't. Trust me, okay? So oxy is another thing. Now, the feeling of oxy is amazing, but the side effects of oxys are probably the worst. And if you were to take oxys, you would have a lot of issues in your kidneys and livers as well. So definitely no for that. Now this one, test 400, I've wrote on here. And the reason why I wrote on here is because stupidly, I did one shot. Stupidly, I did one shot. And I'll explain what I did. I took test 400 back in the days. Because when you're at the gym, you're starting to, experiment with steroids. Deca, oh yeah, sus, oh yeah, has they got something better than this? Some guy comes in and he's ripped to shit. I take test in Amphe, it's called, oh great. I'll take equipoise, okay, yo, shit, I want to get a bit of that. Oxys, I get a bit of that, okay, great. Then someone came on, bro, have you seen this mix? It's called Test 400. It's got a couple of different compounds in it. It's like, so you're thinking in your head logically, this is 100 milligram, this is 200 milligram. Deca's 100 milligram. Back in those days, it used to be 100 milligrams. Now it's God knows how much, 300. But back in those days, the yellow top Deca, it was 100 milligram per mil. So Deca's 100. Sus is 250, Test is 250. Some EQs underground are 300. So you might even get an underground test at 300. And logically you think, basically, 400's got to be better than 200, so you're getting more bang for your buck. So you think, okay, yes, I'm going to go on this test 400. You start taking test 400. You do one jab, and you can't walk for a week. Because it's too much in one spot, bro, and the gear crystallizes inside your arse cheek. I felt it first. I luckily didn't have an abscess. I didn't have to get it cut out. It just kind of subsided a little bit. Had a hot water bottle there all week, and I couldn't sit on it. It was horrible, worst feeling ever. That's why I wouldn't do test 400, and all the other side effects I've listed before, and the fact that it's cooked in somebody's bathtub, bro. Why would you want to take test 400? Some dude in Doncaster is cooking test 400 in his bathtub using his kettle and using his lota. If you don't know what lota is, then you need to get one, guys, or at least get a B-day. Why the hell would you want to take test 400? Horrible, horrible drug, full of crystals. It's just like raw. It's like they've just got a powder for a Chinese powder from. They got the powder from China. They didn't have enough oil to mix it with, and they thought, yeah, we'll just clump it together and call it test 400. Don't do that shit. Injectable Winstrol. That was the last one. Injectable Winstrol. Now, injectable Winstrol was back in the days. It was by a company called Zambon. Correct me if I'm wrong. Zambon. It used to come in a very weird looking box. It was like a long box, and there was 3 vials in there. And they were milky glass vials. Literally looked like milk, like no joke. The color, the consistency, everything, it looked like it was milk. And when I first bought this, guys were like, yo, this hardens you up. You want to get lean. This is the drug. I was like, yeah, go on, let's do it. They said there's 2 ways to take it. You can drink the liquid. I was like, that's fucking hell. I've just paid this much money for three vials. If I drink it, yeah. So this is what they said back in the days. This is no joke. Can you believe this shit people used to say in bodybuilding gyms? If you drink it, it's going to pass through your liver twice, and your body's not going to use all of it up because you're going to be pissing out half of it. But if you inject it, it only goes through your liver once, and your body's going to utilize every single gram in there. So I thought, okay, that sounds good to me. Let me inject this milky white liquid into my arse. We called Winstrol, which is going to make me ripped. And boy, I did the 1 shot and I was done. When I did that 1 shot, it's like glass going into your arse. Simple as that. There's no other way to describe it. It's painful, it stings, it's bubbling, it's boiling. Your body just wants to get rid of it. It's a foreign body passing through. You inject oil. You inject oil. I do it like every week. Put oil in, and it's nice. It disperses in, especially through the insulin pin as well, and it's nicely, it settles in. I give it a nice little massage, and it's gone. It's done. I never even think about it 5 minutes later, 2 minutes later. It's finished. Throughout the day, it's not even there because I know how to do the jabs. If you want to learn how to do the jabs, link is in the description. Join the dojo. But when you take something that's water-based or milk-based, because in this instance it was milk. Well, it's not milk, obviously, of course. But you inject it, it literally hardens inside you. It turns into a tablet, in a sense, inside your arse, inside your glute. So for me, that was one and done. I was like, bro, not going to do that. So I haven't had many bad experiences with steroids because I didn't do a lot. And I wasn't an idiot. But there you have it, guys. Steroids to stay away from. Hopefully this gave you some value. Comment down below, like, please subscribe. And if you want unfiltered steroid content, like you want to learn about cycles, actual cycles from an up-and-coming IFBB pro, head over to the dojo. Link is in the description.